Hi, everyone. I'm Carolyn Cooper with CFIN, and today I'm here with Christina Connelly, who is the Trade Commissioner with the Consulate General of Canada in Minneapolis. Hi, Christina.
To be here. Thanks for having me.
Great. Today we're going to talk about the Foodtech Canadian Tech Accelerator program. So, Christina, what should CFIN members know about the program?
Sure. Yeah. So the Canadian Trade Commissioner Service has been doing Canadian Technology Accelerators, or CTAs, for more than a decade now across sectors, ICT, clean tech, life sciences, ag tech, and now food tech. We've got more than 1,000 alums of the programs. $740 million plus in capital has been raised, and about $300 million in revenue generated because of the programs that we run across the world. So at the moment, CTAs are run all over North America, parts of Western Europe, and major cities in the Asia Pacific region. So the Canadian Food Tech Accelerator will focus on connecting Canadian food tech companies and founders to business opportunities, vendors, mentors, and investors in the upper Midwest and California markets. And when I say upper Midwest, based here in Minneapolis, I cover Minnesota, Iowa, Nebraska, South and North Dakota. And then, of course, California is a major ag market, and we cover that state as well. And this year, we're super excited and fortunate to be partnering with CFIN as well as Natural Products Canada to deliver this food tech program, to get companies on board, and to culminate everything at the Future Food Tech event in March, which we'll talk about later.
Okay, great. So who's the program designed for?
We are looking for companies that are raising a seed to Series A fund. We think of that as somewhere between 1 and 20 million. And we do this because we spend a lot of time on how to pitch to investors, getting in front of investors, because we find that a lot of Canadian companies come to the US for that opportunity. The investment market is really good here. And so we've made it a cornerstone of our program. We like to see companies that are revenue positive. I would say it's a more soft requirement, but that's ideal. We really look for a great team with C-level commitment and participation. We'll talk later about what's involved, but it is a time commitment. So we want buy-in from the highest levels of the companies. In terms of the food tech definition itself, we are taking a fairly broad approach. We don't want to miss anything by putting big barriers or parameters around it, but things like alternative proteins, food safety and traceability technologies, food processing innovation, precision fermentation, cellular agriculture, surplus waste management solutions, and functional foods and ingredients. But you tell us if there's something we're missing. Okay. We really look for companies with a differentiated and clear product market fit. There are wonderful technologies out there that just have no applicability or little applicability in, say, the Midwest and California. And that's okay. We will still help them as part of the Trade Commissioner Service, but we want our cohorts to be cohesive enough that when we put investors and potential corporate partners, as well as experts in front of them, there's value add for everyone.
Okay, are there any other eligibility requirements that our members should know about?
Well, I would just say that I would like people to know that we have an applicant review panel that helps us choose the companies. It's not just us at the consulates. I should have said Minneapolis and San Francisco are doing this together. And of course, we review the applications, but we'll also be working with CFIN, Natural Products Canada, and our partners on the ground, which in California include University of California, Davis, and their incubator space called The Vine, as well as Open Gate Partners. And in Minnesota, I work with Naturally Minnesota. These folks really are integral to determining that product market fit. They are the ones on the ground working with investors, working with corporates day in and day out. So we really look to their expertise. And I guess the other thing to mention is just that the application is open now and until October 25th. After that time, we'll take a few weeks to review applications and select semifinalists by about mid-November. Okay. After that, we will interview semifinalists. We like to have an actual conversation with folks that we're seriously considering. And then we'll do the final selection of companies by early December, and we're looking for 6 to 8 companies.
All right. And does onboarding start in December or January?
We'll probably have a conversation in December, but true onboarding will be kicking off after the holiday season, so January, and the program will then run through the end of March.
Okay. So maybe you can talk about a little bit about the support that participants will receive.
Yeah, absolutely. I always think of the work we do with our CTA cohorts as kind of falling into three buckets. One is mentorship, a very important part of the program. We pair each company with a mentor that feels very relevant to their technology, to their business goals, and to the region they're interested in. We also provide in-depth sessions to kind of build out their toolbox as founders that are looking at US market penetration. So things like how to protect your IP, tax implications, sales and customer acquisition strategies, how to get a demo or a pilot project going. We give pitch coaching to each of the companies individually. And then the third bucket is putting all of that into practice and getting these companies in front of investors live to pitch, both at Future Food Tech, as well as we have in the past done some online sessions with investors. We try to give them several opportunities to get in front of the potential end users and those that might pick up their business. And then I would say, in terms of kind of what we're looking for, or what the responsibilities of the companies would be, participation is the main thing. We are very transparent on what we expect up front. We want people to show up at every one of our weekly sessions, unless there's, a great reason not to be there. We really look for the founders to participate, or someone at the C-suite level, because we need that buy-in, because we need the decision maker to be part of the process and the journey. And then we do expect everyone to be able to join us in San Francisco for that sort of capstone event at Future Food Tech. But typically the best participants are those who are really willing to learn and change and take feedback and grow along with their cohort members.
Okay, so you mentioned the Future Food Tech show in San Francisco in March. Maybe you can talk a little bit about that.
Sure, yeah. So this year, the show will be March 21st and 22nd of 2024 in San Francisco. They're anticipating somewhere around 1,700 people to be attending and participating at the show from all over the world, 52 plus countries, 185 speakers. It is really the meeting place for food tech entrepreneurs, investors, corporates. So what we're planning to do with our cohort is actually bring them a day early. And the days before Future Food Tech, there's another event called World Agritech that we've participated in previously. We're going to have a reception that evening between the two shows and kind of try to draw from both and have a big Canada party, which we did last year and it was great. And we like being able to kind of get folks from both of those big events that are happening. And then also prior to the show on that first day, we'll have a curated group of sessions for just our cohort. We'll do some site visits. We'll have, again, some of those in-person meetings prior to the show. So we try to really capitalize on the short amount of time that we have them in market and give them just a ton to work with.
That sounds like such an exciting opportunity to be there at the show. Yeah.
I think that we will have a booth, a fairly sizable booth that our companies will be able to participate in, where they can hold meetings. They will get into the show by participating in this cohort, which is huge in and of itself, just to be able to have access to that group of people.
Okay, so what are the next steps for companies that are interested in participating?
Well, I would say, first of all, there is a recording of a webinar that we've done on the sort of information basics of the CTA that I would encourage companies who are interested to listen to. And then afterwards, if they have questions, they can reach out to me or one of my partners and have a conversation to kind of double check if this is the right thing for them to apply to, and then apply by the 25th of October.
Okay, sounds good. So is there anything else that we didn't go over that you wanted to add about the program?
I think I would just say that, truthfully, companies have really great feedback on their CTA experiences. I think one of the things we hear the most is that they get introduced to a huge number of people that perhaps they could have been introduced to on their own over a period of years, but we do it in a couple of months. And that kind of access is, I think, really our sweet spot. So we really look forward to working with companies, understanding their individual goals, and curating a program that is a great fit for them.
Sounds great. Thanks so much, Christina.
Thank you, Carolyn. Bye-bye.